Okay, just a few things related to, uh, as everyone is probably aware, there's been a major shift in the amount of CO2 that is being emitted into the atmosphere due to this unfortunate shutdown caused by the coronavirus and the pandemic. However, if you look at the numbers and you look at the decreases that have occurred in China and in Europe, the first thing that you'll be aware of is that they're all of double-digit percentage values. And then if you take the country of China with a 20% reduction in CO2 emissions over an entire quarter, it represents probably half of the annual emissions of a country in Europe like England. So these kinds of reductions are significant and are actually reducing our carbon footprint, but it's over a very short period of time. So the question is, how do we, as we come out of this pandemic, remain with these reductions in carbon emissions, or at least look at some of the lessons that we've learned by having to change our lifestyle and the way we go about all our daily activities, and see if there are ways that we can actually keep the carbon footprint low as we go back and re-energize and reestablish manufacturing and travel to restaurants, etc. So one of the big things, one of the big opportunities would be in the transportation sector, where if you look on a global basis, 23% of our carbon dioxide emissions are related to transportation. And what I was reading just today was that there are improvements in heavy trucking transportation and distribution systems using GPS and artificial intelligence and logistics software to facilitate the reduction in the amount of fuel that's used by our heavy trucking industry to get our goods to the warehouses, and the warehouses to distribute it broadly to families in local communities. If we can do that in a pandemic, why can't we do it once we're out of the pandemic? And we're not talking about small amounts of differences in fuel usage. We're talking about 23% reduction in the amount of fuel that's needed to get our goods and services to our homes. So that's one example where we might be able to make a significant change in the amount of fossil fuels that we're using in the transportation sector.